I'm bringing you this cryptocurrency update and a few things I really want to talk about in this video, so stick around till the end. You really want to watch this because we are being played, really. I mean, honestly, this is such a manipulation that anybody who is invested in Bitcoin or who is trading Bitcoin should really watch this video till the end. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. A lot to learn here. And also, don't forget to tag that notification bell so that you're notified when I make a new upload. Super important. And down in the description, there is a link to my Telegram channel so that you're always alerted when some update comes out and so that you never miss a single upload. So in this video, I want to talk to you about Bitcoin, the current situation, my current view in the short-term perspective, what's possible in a super short term in terms of, active trading, and what am I currently doing and what's my thought process. So right here we see the daily chart of Bitcoin, and as you all remember, we broke below this wedge going down. And everybody is in incredible fear. Right here you can see this crypto fear and greed index, and right now we are at the bottom. So basically we are hitting this all-time low pretty much at 10 points right here, and it's basically pretty much squeezing this fear index, which is saying that we are currently people are super scared. And this is usually the sign it's not a bad time to buy when everybody is super scared. So as of right now, and let's again watch this video till the end because I'm going to show you exactly who is creating this fear. So if we're going to take a look at a shorter time frame right here, just let's take a look for the kicks and see if there was any opportunity that we could have taken. And into trend, so to speak, some scalp trade, something super short term, and right away I can see something right here. If we just do it real quickly without any super precise measurements, then you can see a super cool wedge right here, which broke below with a let's take a look. Here is the break. So an easy entry with a stop loss could be somewhere around this area with a price target of just real quick, so that this video is as short as possible and as useful as possible. And so for this wedge, we should have a target of about 34,400. And remember, with these super short-term trades that are happening, the market can reverse at any given time. So always manage your risk properly, and whenever you have at least one or two sizes of profit, one or two sizes of your stop loss into profit, then always pull your stop into profit, and that in case if the market reverses with this huge volatility, then you'll be just tapped out with a zero. That's the best approach, and that's what I've been often using with super high risk leverage trades, and especially if you're using leverage. So stay always very smart and very careful. Now let me remove this stuff here and let's take a look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is not really looking that very beautiful. So as of right now, our current target is still around $30,000. Let's take a look at the volume. And well, we do have some kind of a super tiny volume spike right here, which is again is even smaller than this one here. So again, it was triggered by the amount of the sell-off in this huge candle. So this is something that is normal to see, but at least we're starting to see some volume. So we didn't see any volume in this potential break that a lot of people traded. And as of right now, I think in the super short-term perspective, we might move down a little bit. But also I'm thinking that we might consolidate for just a tiny bit as an option. I really don't feel like this is going to be the point of reversal. Again, it could go up suddenly if some good news come out, but I'm still thinking that statistically it's more possible for us currently to either consolidate a little bit or to actually move and meet this target of this wedge right here at $30,000, which is going to be, in my personal opinion, it might be our bottom, or at the worst case scenario we might swap some liquidity right here. But all of this I have already said before. What I want to show you, and I really want to dig deeper in this video and show you exactly the examples of why I think this is a huge manipulation. And always the best way to do something like this is to take a look at what whales are doing. So what are those super rich people thinking? And as you might know, even on Wall Street, a lot of the stuff that they're doing, huge investment funds and hedge funds and investment banks, and those people who are, in the theme, in the business. And by the way, if you want to be trading properly and you want to use a good broker that has very good liquidity, which will provide you with the best performance, that you can pull the best performance, then Bybit is by far the best choice. And down in the description of this video, you'll find my exclusive link to Bybit, which you can use to register, open an account within like 20 seconds, no KYC, deposit money into it, and after your initial deposit, claim up to $4,100 in bonuses in real money for your own trading. So claim that bonus. And whenever we are looking at, big players, even the stock market, oftentimes we really want to follow what the big boys are doing, because usually they really have, some kind of a clue of what's going on, and sometimes they have more information than me or you or any other simple retail trader might have. So this is called insider information. So that's why it's very useful to actually track them. And if we take a look at the big whale presence at the exchanges, something I've showed you before, we had this spike of whale presence at the exchanges, which, as I said before in one of my previous videos, that this could actually be a manipulation to trigger people to actually sell Bitcoin, because they're going to be thinking that, oh, so many whales are coming into the exchanges, they're going to be selling, blah, 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 whatever. But this is something to take a look at, but you really have to put it in perspective and track their wallets and take a look at what exactly are these big players doing, and is this a real threat? So in the short-term perspective, for sure. So this is something that if you want to be longing the market or trading a breakout, you have to see the volume. You got to see what the whales are doing and what are they preparing and what could happen, and also the fundamentals of the market in general. But I think that this has to coincide with this place right here, where you can find the biggest whales, the biggest wallets, and see what exactly are they doing. Let's take a look at, for example, the first one. The first one is currently valued at almost $10 billion, 265,000 Bitcoin. So let's take a look at it. What's going on? What are they doing? What's their plan? And as we can see here, the blue line actually stands for the balance in Bitcoin. So as we saw this increase, they actually increased the Bitcoin holding by a lot. And here, they sold a little bit here in July, and they sold a tiny bit right here just recently, but that's it. They are holding it. So while everybody is actually selling Bitcoin because they're scared, it's bear market, the Bitcoin is dead, people who have $10 billion worth of, and at some point $20 billion worth of Bitcoin, look at it. It's a straight damn line, almost a straight line. So they're not selling it. So billionaires are not selling their Bitcoin, while other people are taking a loss and are selling Bitcoin. And their incentive is dropping, and there is, again, extreme fear, which is usually followed by a rally, maybe a crypto winter, whatever, but it's going to be actually a rally later on. Because remember, a lot of these big whales, let's take a look at this account right here, a lot of them have an average purchase price of something like, I don't know, $30,000. So like MicroStrategy, for example, the huge company that has one of the biggest storages of Bitcoin right now, the biggest amount of Bitcoin, one of the biggest. And they are actually, their average purchase price is about $30,000. So the big question is, even if the whales are manipulating the market, which they are, the question is, are they going to let the price drop below their average purchase price? And the answer is, well, who wants to have losses in hundreds of millions of dollars? So even if they're going to let the price go below, they might let the price go below to, I don't know, 27, 20, as I said before, as I just showed you right here. We might come to 30K, consolidate, swap some liquidity, and then finally actually go upward. So this is my take. This is the scenario that is the most likely at this current situation, especially by looking at the holdings of these big players. Look, it's just a straight line. It's actually increasing over time. While people are selling, they are looking at this differently, and they know something most of the time that we don't know. So would you be rather following a big whale, somebody who has billions of dollars to lose in case of Bitcoin, somebody suddenly goes to zero, or you want to be panicking just like everybody else? Let's take a look at the third one right here. Look, this one is actually purchasing Bitcoin. The latest purchase was on the 22nd, which was actually yesterday, of 328 Bitcoin, which is valued at $11 million or $12 million. Okay, maybe it's not compared to how much they have. It's not really that big of a deal. But nonetheless, it's their all-time high of the amount of Bitcoin that they're holding. And their total Bitcoin holding is currently valued at about almost $5 billion. And they're actually buying. Look at this line. They're just accumulating because they believe in the long-term value of Bitcoin. So this is something that is incredibly important, my personal opinion, to track. This is something that you cannot ignore. This is incredibly important. Look at this. Also, a huge whale right here is only increasing the amount of Bitcoin in their portfolio. So isn't this something that is super important? Let's take a look at number 6 here. What do we see here? So also a small drop right here, but in comparison, it still is a linear increase and accumulation of Bitcoin in these huge wallets. So I'm thinking that are they really, again, if they're manipulating the market, which they are they going to really let the price go below, I don't know, 30,000, or they're going to actually start to manipulate the market to actually kick the price above and do all the tricks that they have up their sleeves? And again, they have these kinds of huge whales. They have a lot of influence in the world and they can do pretty much whatever they want. So whenever they're going to be faced with a multi-billion-dollar loss, trust me, they're going to be reversing the table, turning the table. Once they've accumulated Bitcoin at an even better average price, that's when it's going to start going upward. And in terms of our usual market sentiment and usually what people are doing, when does the price reverse? And this is something you can actually even write down. The price in terms of the retail traders actually reverses for the most part right at the time of the biggest disappointment. So what is a hugest disappointment? You know, for example, we had this falling wedge going downwards. So everybody was hoping to see, because it's a bullish pattern, we were hoping to see this kind of a reversal and the breakout upward, because 70% of the time these break upward, then downward, like we saw this one as well as this one. And everybody was hoping for this one to break upward as well. And when we are breaking downwards, this is, you know, people are losing hope. They are in general disappointed. So this is a huge point of disappointment where people actually sell because, okay, this didn't work out, we have a double top or head and shoulders, whatever, we're going down. So people are disappointed. Now, where is going to be the next and one of the biggest points of disappointment? And that is going to be this level right here, which was confirmed here, 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 and a bunch of other places as well. So this is going to be something where if we're going to come to it, we're going to squeeze it and then actually go down. This is going to be the hugest disappointment for everyone, and that's when everybody is going to just bail out. And this is also going to be the point of where a lot of whales have their average purchase price. And in my personal humble opinion, I mean, let me know down in the comments if you disagree with me, then this is going to be number one, the point of the hugest disappointment for all the retail traders. This is where all the whales are going to grasp that Bitcoin at $28,000 or $27,000. This is where a lot of liquidity is going to be actually taken. And this is also where a lot of the stops will be pulled. And this is, in my personal opinion, could be the point of our reversal. Again, this is my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And please share this video with as many people as you possibly can. Like it, share it on Twitter, I don't know, share it on your social media to support this channel and bring this information out into the world, because a lot of people are selling off right before the takeoff, in my personal opinion. And this is my view to the current market situation. And when, you know, if I'm going to see MicroStrategy selling, you know, all of their Bitcoin or, you know, these huge whales actually taking a loss and closing out on their positions, this is going to be bad. But when billionaires are holding it, again, they're not holding it because they don't care because they're billionaires. Billionaires care about their money more than most of people who don't have money. So if they're gonna know that, okay, they might lose a few $1 billion, trust me, they're gonna be out of Bitcoin sooner than you can say hello. So stay smart, stay reasonable, and best of luck in the markets. And as always, thank you very much for your support, for all the likes, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheerio!